I didn't lose a round against an elite level fighter, so I'm happy with it. I didn't stop him, but as you guys saw, he was badly hurt on more than one occasion. But I definitely understand the reason why he's never been stopped before in his career. He's a tough dude, and I give him a lot of respect for that.
Were you surprised at how much punishment he took round after round?
Yeah. I mean, it was. A lot of guys would have crumbled under that type of pressure. He was. He did not come here to lay down, and I guess that's why he's had such a successful career, because he has that mindset of he doesn't give up. So respect to him.
You were talking to him in the clinching stuff in the rounds. What were you saying?
I was just I was letting him know how pretty I was throughout. just reminding him of the sexiness of my technique and just letting him know who was boss. That's all.
You join a distinguished list of people that have beaten him, even though you didn't stop him. That must be particularly satisfying.
Yeah. Only the best. Some of the best fighters have beaten him. To be added to that list is it says a lot. And I think of all the people that have beaten him, I've beaten him the most convincingly. I caused him the most issues, and very happy with the performance.
What do you think the win in those circumstances, in that fashion, does for your kind of reputation on the world scene, maybe in America?
I made a statement. It's clear to see that I am the real deal. That I'm in the ring with a guy who is elite level, and I made him look amateur. He didn't hit me. I have nothing on my face. I said I was there to make a statement, and that's exactly what I did. And now, people will be watching. Now I'm entered into this Super 8 tournament. A lot of good fighters in that tournament, and we've all signed on the dotted line. So the next 8 to 10 months are going to be very busy for me, and that's exactly what I need at this stage of my career.
Was the fight tougher than you thought it would be, or did you think it's easier than you thought it would have been?
The fight wasn't tougher than I thought it would be. He was, in terms of the punishment that he took. But I knew with my work rate and my defense, I knew that's how the fight would play out. I knew I would be lighting him up, and I knew he would be missing with a lot of shots.
The ferocious uppercuts you were throwing. I think you broke his nose in the third or fourth round. I don't know how that guy carried on taking your shots. The power was...
He's done it before. I think he had a broken jaw in one of his fights, and he continued. So. Yeah, so he doesn't quit, and that you can't take that away from him. You've got to respect him for that. But the uppercut was definitely something I worked on for this guy. I knew he'd be open to it. Very tight guard around the sides, and I knew the uppercut would make it through if I continued throwing it enough. So, yeah.
George Groves was an interesting passing working for ITV tonight. Do you see yourself especially on a collision course with George?
It has to be. We will be in the ring within the next 5 to 6 months. We both have fights around September time, and I'm going to win mine. If he wins his, then we will meet early next year. So
have you sparred him?
Many times.
Any comments? I know it's only sparring.
That was common knowledge for the last 4 years. He beat up George Groves, didn't he? Common knowledge. That was common knowledge. He sparred with him before he even turned pro and got on top of him.
Groves knows what I am. He knows what's happened in the past, and he might play down the fact that he's that we will be facing each other and that he's not worried, or he thinks that Callum Smith's a bigger test, or whatever he wants to say. But deep down he knows that title is coming home with me within the next 6 months.
Who are you most looking forward to in that Super Series?
Groves. He's the one with the title, so that's the only guy I'm looking at. I don't care about any of the rest, really.
As the challenge as well, do you think that's really the toughest challenge in that?
Well, he has the belt, so he's probably going to fight the hardest, so yeah.
Chris, your father chose Yildirim for your first fight.
I chose him. I told my father to pick him.
What do you know about him? It's quite similar to Abraham.
Yeah, he's similar. He's the fighter I thought would be the toughest test out of the names I was given, and also the fighter that I thought would make for the most entertaining fight out of the names I was given. So I told my father to pick him, and he has a similar style to Abraham, so that's perfect for me.
Can you talk about Abraham's punches? They sounded heavy from ringside.
Yeah.
So you didn't take any. There were probably a few left hooks that I think he landed.
Yeah, you can't.
You reacted pretty ferociously.
You can't be in the water and not get wet. You're going to get caught at some point. But the things that you did catch me with, the punches you did catch me with, they weren't. They were more like glancing blows because my defense is, that's something I work on a lot, and so I'm able to kind of ride the punches. But he's physically very strong, very heavy-handed. I knew that my success in the fight would be determined by not letting him hit me, by making him hit air, and that's exactly what I did.
Was that in your game plan? It seemed like you're a master of disarming your opponent by his jab. Abraham tried to throw his jab. He was coming underneath his jab, and I think your dad in the corner was trying to say you need to pivot, turn, and throw the punches so you get more power, so you can take him out. So I see when you took away his jab, then it was easy work for you. So the game plan in the team was to disarm Abraham, take away his jab, and therefore you could set up your attacks easily. Yeah,
body work, uppercuts, inside fighting. I got to show everything. I got to show my boxing skills. I got to show my inside work, body work. So in actual fact, me not stopping him, it's a good thing because I got to showcase what I am and what I can do, and I got to gain experience. But this is the first fight that this is the first ever time in my career that I've taken my foot off the gas towards the end of the fight, especially the 12th round. And that was because obviously I knew, okay, I've got this Super 8 tournament coming up. I've dominated this guy, I know he can be a bit of a dirty fighter sometimes, and I know he on that last, he always tries it in the last round. So I was like, you know what, it's not even worth me getting cut, me getting an injury, something that might, hinder my performance in my next fight. So let me just win. I've never done that before, and it didn't feel great, but it was a smart thing to do because I have a Super 8 tournament to be involved in over the next 8 months.
Should we do one more, guys? Because we've had a long day.
In regards to
sorry, go on.
So in regards to the Super 8 tournament, what's your thoughts on Rose versus Cox?
It's a good fight. It should be entertaining. I think Groves should be able to come away with that victory quite solidly.
Do you see Callum Smith winning this quarterfinal as well against Eric Scott?
Sure. I don't actually know much about Eric, but if Callum Smith is as capable as people say he is, then I'm sure he will do well.
Well done.